Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered if time has taken away your beauty? Have you ever caught yourself comparing your reflection now to the way you looked years ago and felt like something is missing? If so, you're not alone. Many women reach a stage in life where they believe their glow has faded, their attractiveness has slipped away, and all that remains is a shadow of what used to be. But here's the truth, that belief is an illusion created by doubt, not reality. The world has tricked many into thinking beauty is only for the young, but nothing could be further from the truth. Real beauty doesn't vanish with age. It evolves, it deepens, it becomes layered with strength, wisdom, and an energy that no 20-year-old could ever imitate. You might not realize it, but what you carry today is far more powerful than you ever had in your youth. You don't just turn heads, you inspire hearts, you command respect, and you leave lasting impressions without even trying. Think about this. When you walk into a room, do you notice how conversations pause for a second? Do you realize that people sense your presence even before you speak? That is not something age takes away. In fact, it's something age gives you. The weight of your experiences, the grace you've learned, the strength you've built through challenges, all of these shape an aura that people find magnetic. Yet, the tragedy is that most women don't recognize this in themselves. They've been conditioned by society to equate beauty with flawless skin, youthful curves, and a shallow image sold in magazines. They look in the mirror and only see wrinkles, gray hair, or signs of age. But what they fail to see is the glow of confidence, the charm of wisdom, the allure of calmness that speaks louder than any physical feature. Ask yourself this: why do some people grow more attractive as they get older, while others fade into the background? The answer is not in looks, but in presence. It's in the way a woman carries herself, in the way her energy shifts a room, in the way her story is written across her smile. This kind of beauty doesn't fade, it amplifies with every year. And here's something you need to hold on to. Every single line on your face is a map of survival. Every change in your body is a symbol of life lived. Every experience you carry has carved a depth into your soul that makes you unforgettable. Beauty is not about looking untouched by time. It's about carrying time with dignity and still walking into the world with strength, grace, and a spark in your spirit. So if you've ever doubted yourself, if you've ever believed you're invisible now that you're older, this video is your reminder. You are far more beautiful, more radiant, and more powerful than you give yourself credit. The signs are already within you, and as we move forward, you will begin to recognize them clearly. Here's the promise: if you stay with me until the end, you will walk away seeing yourself in a way you may never have before. You will no longer look in the mirror with self-doubt, but with pride. You will discover the 12 undeniable signs that prove you are still and always will be a good-looking woman, no matter what age you are. Think of this video as a gift, a reminder of the beauty you already have but may have forgotten. So let's begin this journey together. Because the truth is waiting to be uncovered, and once you see it, you'll never be able to unsee it. You'll stand taller, smile brighter, and finally embrace the woman you've become, not just as good enough, but as extraordinary. Confidence that radiates confidence is the invisible crown that makes every woman unforgettable. It has nothing to do with how smooth your skin is or how perfect your figure may appear. Instead, it's about the way you carry yourself, the way you walk into a room as if you belong there, and the way your presence demands respect without a single word. People can sense confidence instantly. It is magnetic, it is rare, and it is far more attractive than any fleeting standard of youth. When you've lived through challenges, heartbreaks, victories, and struggles, you gain something that younger women cannot yet grasp: an inner certainty. You know who you are. You know what you will accept and what you will not. This quiet strength shines through you in everything you do, and others notice it. Confidence shows up in your posture, in your tone of voice, in the steady way you hold eye contact. It tells the world, I don't need to prove myself. I already know my worth. Think about the people who leave lasting impressions on you. It isn't always their looks that stay in your memory. It's the energy they carry. Confidence makes a woman appear radiant no matter her age. A woman who believes in herself doesn't fade into the background. She stands out naturally, and that is one of the strongest signs of being good looking, even if you don't always see it in the mirror. True beauty doesn't shout, it whispers with authority. It's not about chasing approval. It's about knowing you don't need it. When you walk with self-assurance, When you speak with clarity, when you carry yourself with dignity, you radiate a glow that no cream, no surgery, no external validation could ever give you. This is why confidence is not just attractive, it's irresistible. And here's the most powerful truth. People are drawn not to perfection, but to presence. Your confidence tells the world you are more than your age, more than your appearance, more than the lines on your face. It tells them you are a woman who has lived, who has learned, and who is unshakably beautiful because of it. The power of elegance is not about wearing the most expensive clothes or following the latest fashion trend. It is a way of being, a natural grace that flows through your movements, your words, and even your silence. Elegance is timeless because it's rooted in self-respect. When a woman treats herself with dignity, it reflects in everything she does. People notice the calmness in the way she sits, the poise in the way she gestures, the subtle refinement in how she expresses herself. An older woman who carries elegance doesn't need to compete with anyone. She doesn't seek attention, yet she naturally receives it. Why? Because elegance is rare in a world that often glorifies noise and excess. True elegance speaks softly but leaves a lasting impression. It's the way you combine simplicity with depth, the way you turn ordinary moments into something memorable. Psychologically, people are drawn to elegance because it creates a sense of stability. It shows that you are not swayed by every passing trend or pressured by external opinions. Instead, you have built your own rhythm, your own standard of beauty, and you live by it confidently. This quiet self-possession makes you incredibly attractive, even if you don't consciously realize it. What makes elegance so powerful is its effortlessness. It's not about being flawless, it's about being genuine while still holding yourself with grace. It's the way you know how to speak with kindness, how to listen with intent, and how to express strength without aggression. Elegance isn't loud, but it lingers long after you've left the room. And here's the truth many overlook. Elegance makes age irrelevant. A woman who carries herself with elegance will always be remembered as beautiful because her beauty is not tied to youth. It is tied to presence, wisdom, and the quiet strength she exudes. That is why elegance is one of the most undeniable signs that you are far more attractive than you may think. The glow of confidence is a kind of beauty that never fades. It is not about perfection or fitting into society's narrow standards. It is about knowing who you are and carrying yourself with certainty. When a woman grows older, she often develops a deeper understanding of herself. She has lived through experiences, overcome challenges, and learned lessons that have shaped her into someone stronger and wiser. This quiet confidence shines in her eyes, in her voice, and in the way she moves through the world. People are naturally drawn to confidence because it creates a sense of trust and respect. When you walk into a room with your head held high and your presence steady, others notice. They don't see wrinkles or age, they see assurance, authority, and strength, and this strength is magnetic. It makes people want to listen, want to connect, and want to be near you. Psychologically, confidence signals security. It tells the world that you don't need validation to know your worth. You no longer rely on external approval to feel attractive because you already believe in yourself. This inner certainty makes others view you as more beautiful, more capable, and more desirable. Even small actions, like the way you make eye contact, the way you smile, or the way you stand tall, can leave an unforgettable impression. The beauty of confidence is that it grows with time. Younger years are often filled with doubt and comparison, but age gives perspective. You begin to realize that what truly matters is not how others measure you, but how you measure yourself. And once you embrace that truth, you carry yourself differently. You stop shrinking to fit into others' expectations and instead rise into your own space fully. This glow of confidence is not only a sign of inner beauty, but also one of the clearest signs that you are far more attractive than you may believe. It is the invisible crown that sets you apart, making you shine effortlessly in a way that no one can ignore. The power of presence is one of the most overlooked signs of beauty, yet it speaks louder than appearance. When you walk into a space and people feel your energy before you even say a word, that is presence. It's not about being the loudest or demanding attention. It's about carrying a quiet strength that naturally draws others in. This power comes with age because life teaches you how to slow down, to listen, and to observe. You no longer rush to prove yourself, and that calm assurance makes you unforgettable. Psychologists explain that presence is deeply tied to charisma. It is the ability to make others feel seen, heard, and valued, a core. When you give your full attention in a conversation, when you listen without distraction, people remember that feeling. They feel important around you, and that experience lingers in their mind. This quality makes you magnetic, and it has nothing to do with age lines or physical appearance. It's pure human connection. Older women who have presence stand out in a world full of noise. While many chase external beauty, your gift lies in the way you make people feel. A single glance of warmth, a smile that carries sincerity, or words that cut through the surface and reach the heart, these are the marks of true beauty. This is what people are drawn to. Your presence becomes your signature. It's the calm in your tone, the patience in your posture, the wisdom in your silence. It's the kind of beauty that doesn't fade with time but deepens. The power of presence shows that attractiveness isn't only about what the eye sees, it's about what the soul feels. And when you carry this gift, you remind the world that beauty is not temporary. It's eternal, etched in the way you touch lives around you. Confidence in simplicity, true beauty, doesn't always come from grand gestures or expensive appearances. It often shines brightest in simplicity. Good-looking older woman understands that she doesn't need to overcomplicate things to stand out. Her confidence comes from knowing that who she is at her core is enough. This quiet assurance radiates through the way she dresses, the way she speaks, and even the way she carries herself in everyday life. When you no longer hide your flaws but instead see them as part of your unique story, you radiate a beauty that cannot be manufactured. The most stunning quality about authenticity is how freeing it feels. You don't need to compete with anyone because no one else can be you. That quiet assurance allows you to walk into any space with grace and certainty. Others notice it immediately. Your calm demeanor, your genuine smile, and the way you carry yourself with ease. True attractiveness doesn't come from chasing approval. It comes from standing tall in your truth, from living without the weight of comparison, and from knowing your worth is not measured by age or appearance. A woman who embraces her authenticity not only looks beautiful, she inspires others to do the same. This kind of confidence makes you unforgettable. It leaves a lasting impression because people don't just see beauty, they feel honesty, courage, and strength radiating from within. And that, more than anything else, is what makes you truly good-looking at any age. The power of emotional depth as life moves forward. One of the most beautiful transformations a woman experiences is the deepening of her emotional world. With age comes wisdom, and with wisdom comes the ability to connect on a level that goes beyond the surface. A good-looking older woman doesn't just attract attention because of how she looks, but because of how she makes others feel in her presence. Emotional depth is rare, and it's magnetic. It shows in the way you listen, in the patience you extend, and in the understanding you offer. Younger beauty may capture the eye, but depth of character captures the soul. People feel safe around a woman who has lived, learned, and grown through her experience. They sense that she won't judge quickly, that she knows how to hold space for others, and that her words carry weight because they come from genuine reflection. This kind of presence is powerful. It makes people lean in closer, eager to hear your perspective, because they know your insights are born from a life fully lived. Emotional depth also adds layers to your attractiveness. It creates a sense of mystery and strength that cannot be replicated. Psychology shows that we are drawn to those who make us feel understood, valued, and accepted. When you embody this through your emotional depth, you become unforgettable. It's not about trying to impress, it's about living with authenticity, compassion, and wisdom that naturally radiates outward. And the truth is, this depth only becomes stronger as the years pass. It is a beauty that time cannot erase. It only grows richer, more profound, and more captivating. This is what makes you not just good-looking, but extraordinary in the eyes of others. Confidence in simplicity, another sign of being a truly good-looking older woman, is the confidence to embrace simplicity. With time, you begin to realize that beauty does not always need to be loud, flashy, or complicated. Instead, it can be found in the quiet strength of how you carry yourself, in the calmness of your presence, and in the effortless way you present who you are without trying to prove anything. Simplicity reveals confidence. When you no longer feel the need to overcompensate, when you can walk into a room without layers of pretense, people notice. They see a woman who knows herself deeply, who has nothing to hide, and who understands that true elegance lies in being genuine. This simplicity is not about doing less. It's about being authentic, about stripping away the noise so that your real self shines through. There is something incredibly magnetic about a woman who is comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't need approval, she doesn't seek validation, and she doesn't compare herself endlessly. Instead, her peace becomes her power. Psychology teaches us that confidence is one of the most attractive qualities a person can possess, and simplicity allows that confidence to stand out even more. You become a reflection of balance. Your beauty is no longer tied to trends, but to timeless qualities, grace, dignity, and presence. People admire that, and they are drawn to it because it feels rare in a world filled with constant noise and distraction. Simplicity also communicates a powerful message, that you value substance over superficiality, and that you know your worth without needing to announce it. This is where real attraction lies, and it's why so many find older women deeply appealing. It's not just how you look, it's the unshakable confidence that radiates through your simplicity. The power of emotional depth, one of the most captivating signs of a truly attractive older woman, is the depth of her emotions and the way she connects with others on a meaningful level. While youth often chases surface beauty, maturity carries the ability to see beyond appearances and touch the heart. Emotional depth creates a presence that feels comforting, inspiring, and unforgettable. People are naturally drawn to those who can listen with genuine care, who can empathize without judgment, and who can bring calm to a storm. This kind of emotional richness does not appear overnight. It is built through life experiences, struggles, and lessons learned along the way. It allows you to speak not just with words, but with energy that reassures and uplifts those around you. That kind of beauty cannot be hidden. It radiates far beyond what the eye can see. There's something magnetic about a woman who carries compassion in her voice, kindness in her actions, and wisdom in her silence. It makes others feel safe, seen, and understood. In fact, psychology shows that emotional intelligence is often valued even more than physical appearance when it comes to lasting attraction. It proves that the heart, when open and genuine, can shine brighter than any external feature. This emotional depth also reflects strength. It shows that you have lived through storms and still choose to love, still choose to care, still choose to be present for others. That resilience makes you stand out, and it creates a kind of beauty that cannot be faded by time. At the core, emotional depth reminds people of what truly matters. It reveals that beauty is not just about what is seen, but about what is felt. And when others feel your warmth and strength, they cannot help but see you as extraordinary. The quiet confidence of self-acceptance, when a woman reaches a stage in life where she accepts herself fully, it creates a presence that is magnetic. This quiet confidence does not come from trying to impress others or seeking constant approval. It comes from knowing who you are, embracing both your strengths and imperfections, and walking through the world without apology. That kind of self-acceptance is rare, and it's one of the clearest signs of lasting beauty. There is something powerful about a woman who no longer hides behind masks or tries to fit into someone else's definition of attractive. She understands that her worth is not defined by wrinkles, body shape, or the passing trends of fashion. Instead, it is defined by her values, her character, and her ability to live in alignment with her true self. This is the kind of authenticity that makes people stop and notice, not because she demands attention, but because she carries herself with effortless dignity. Psychology shows that self-assured people naturally draw respect and admiration. Others sense their stability and are inspired by it. When a woman has made peace with her journey, she doesn't just radiate beauty, she radiates freedom. Freedom from comparison, freedom from insecurity, and freedom from the fear of not being enough. This quiet confidence also brings peace to those around her. People feel at ease in her presence because she does not compete, she does not need validation, and she does not carry the weight of trying to prove herself. Instead, she simply is. And in that being, she shines brighter than she ever did before. True attractiveness at this stage of life is not loud or demanding, It is calm, steady, and deeply rooted in self-respect. That is the quiet confidence of self-acceptance, and it is one of the most powerful signs that you are far more beautiful than you may realize. The legacy of beauty that inspires others, real beauty, is not something that fades with age, it transforms. When a woman grows older with grace, her beauty becomes less about appearance and more about the impact she leaves on others. People remember how she made them feel, the wisdom she shared, and the example she set through the way she lived her life. This is the kind of beauty that cannot be erased by time because it is rooted in character, kindness, and authenticity. Many women underestimate how much influence they hold simply by living with self-respect and quiet confidence. Younger generations look up to them, not for perfect skin or flawless features, but for their strength, their courage, and their ability to embrace life with resilience. They inspire by showing that aging does not mean fading. It means evolving into a deeper, more meaningful version of beauty. Psychology tells us that people are drawn to those who embody purpose and presence. When an older woman walks into a room with a heart full of wisdom and a mind free from the need to compete, she naturally becomes unforgettable. Her beauty is no longer something that only catches the eye, it touches the soul. This is the legacy of true attractiveness. It is carried in the lessons taught without words, in the calm strength that comforts others, and in the dignity that remains unshaken by time. Every wrinkle tells a story of endurance. Every smile reveals a lifetime of joy and pain, and every gesture reflects the kind of grace that cannot be manufactured. So if you ever doubt your beauty, remember this. Your presence has the power to inspire, your journey has the power to teach, and your confidence has the power to light the path for others. That is the kind of beauty that outlives youth. It is the legacy of a life fully and beautifully lived.